The fact that nobody knows the format for the finals is disturbing. It means that it wasn't either advertised well or people don't get it. The Dragon Ball Finals is coming up this weekend. It's going to be happening in a matter of days. Today's Wednesday. It's going to start on Saturday. The amount of people who don't know the format for the LCQ or the finals, the amount of people who don't know who's qualified or not or when exactly it is alarming. As a fighting game, like, if you love fighting games, how is it that it's impossible to know when the finals is coming up? Why is it that our news sources or our ability to spread information to the people who consume our content is so bad? There must be a reason why people don't know these things, right? Is it that people in our scene are just not, like, they don't pay enough attention to all the different games? Is it that the tournament series has not been advertised well? The social channels for the game haven't been supporting it enough because people ain't a part of the finals? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People, it's the finals. The finals is the one you should know about. When Capcom Cup was coming up, people weren't in my chat asking, like, you know, there was way less people being like, where the fuck is Capcom Cup? Like, people knew Capcom Cup happens every year. It's 32 players, etc. They knew, like, the baseline. They might not know everybody who's qualified or anything, but they knew that. So yeah, this is an issue. Why is it that it's like that? Maybe our news sources aren't as easy to find. We don't have that many news sites in fighting games that do a really good job of wrapping all this up. Like, where did Kazunoko get his first Dragon Ball? He was CEO. Where did Sonic win his Dragon Ball? Versus Fighting. You know who he beat in the finals for that? Yeah, he beat Dogra because Dogra beat Goichi, right? Goichi won the third Dragon Ball at UFA in France. Where did Hook win his Dragon Ball? Thunderstruck in Mexico. I'm impressed. So that's 4. We're missing 3. Where was the next Saga event? Do you guys know? Seam in Singapore, which Kazunoko won. You guys remember that. Then the next LCQ was in Japan. That was one we talked about where Goichi didn't enter because of his hands. Yeah, Kazunoko has made multiple people cry in trying to qualify for this. He's a bully. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. I've been thinking about why is it that fighting game players don't know all these things? What would be like a reason that this stuff is so hard to know? Why is it that people don't know that this weekend's the finals and that 4 people are qualified and that there's 4 LCQs that are all single elimination for the finals? And that the LCQ day is Saturday, the finals day is Sunday. The Dragon Ball is unique in that sense that people who watch Dragon Ball maybe aren't as invested in the scene because they're a little bit more, like, they're kind of casual. They like Dragon Ball Fighters, but they're not as invested in the FGC. It's hard. I think in fighting games, it's pretty hard to follow different scenes. If you don't follow the right people on Twitter and you don't, like, pay attention, there's not, like, a general fighting game subreddit that's very big. Kappa never talked about fighting games. They used to, but they don't anymore. Yeah, having 4 LCQs is great. I think it's going to make the tournament really exciting to watch. I don't think that it's... People are, like, they're not sold on the LCQ format. I think if they didn't watch the Tekken one that happened a while back, you guys have to understand the heartbreak. You have to understand the heartbreak of making the first LCQ happens. You're in the first LCQ. You're like, oh shit, I'm in the LCQ finals. I made it here. All I have to do is win this tournament. And I'm in. I'm in. I have the best seed of any of the LCQs. I'm in for the finals. You lose the finals. 3-2. Barely on the last LCQ. You're like, fuck. That sucks so bad. Enter LCQ 2. You're playing, you're doing well. You're right. You're 1 match from being back in the top 4. You're like, I'm so close to back to top 4. Boom, you get dropped out. Game-winning combo, you miss it. You're like, fuck. All right, I got 2 LCQs left. No problem. LCQ 3, you lose like 3rd round. You get upset. You're like, no, fuck. I've only got 1 chance left. LCQ 4, you make it all the way back. Grand finals. Your 2nd time in the grand finals. You're like, oh my God. I didn't make it the first time. I have to do this. This is it. This is my last chance. Right? So it creates that kind of drama. You know what I mean? It creates that kind of sense of like, oh my God, I have to do that. Like each tournament is scarier and scarier and scarier because you're just crossing off your chances.